Hi boys and girls, welcome back. We are going to kick off another week talking all about water. So last time we talked about all the water in the world and how it's the same water that we've always had and it goes through a cycle. This week we're going to keep talking about water, but instead we're going to switch gears a little bit and talk about water conservation. So that just means preventing the waste of water. And we're going to do that by reading this book called The Water Princess. This is a book about a girl named Gigi who lives in Burkina Faso in Africa and her journey that she has to take every day to get water. So while you're listening to this story, I want you to think about what it's like for you to get water when you're thirsty, when you need to wash your clothes, when it's time to cook, and think about how your journey is different from Gigi's. The Water Princess, written by Susan Verde, illustrated by Peter H. Reynolds. I am Princess Gigi. My kingdom, the African sky, so wide and so close I can almost touch the sharp edges of the stars. I can tame the wild dogs with my song. I can make the tall grass sway when I dance. I can make the wind play hide and seek, but I cannot make the water come closer. I cannot make the water run clearer, no matter what I command. It's early morning, still dark. My mother wakes me. Gigi, my princess, it is time to get up. We must collect the water. Water, come! Do not make me wake before even the sun is out of bed, I demand. Come please, I say. But the water won't listen, and I know we will have to walk so far to the well. I am too sleepy to put on my crown. I think of the pot that will rest on my braids instead. The thirst comes quick. Dry lips, dry throat. I squeeze my eyes shut. I see it, clear. I dip my toes in it, cool. I scoop it up and bring it to my lips. Slowly, I open my eyes. Nothing. I kick the dust. I grab my empty pot and place it upon my head. My mother does the same, and our journey begins full of song. My maman adds her melody. Our steps are light. We twirl and laugh together. The miles give us room to dance. Halfway there, we stop for a moment at the giant karité tree, long enough to grab a handful of sweet shea nuts for energy. We can keep the dance going just a little longer. Mama, are we there yet? Finally, I hear the water running from the well, the giggles of my friends, the chatter of women. Some have traveled farther than I, only to return home when the sun has gone to bed. Maman holds our place in line while I play with friends. The dance continues. The water is flowing. Pots filling with the dusty earth-colored liquid. Gigi, come, maintenant. My turn now. The dance home has slowed to careful steps. My thirst so heavy like the full pot I carry. Our song is softer now. Our shoulders ache, our feet cramp. I see home at last. Maman boils enough water for drinking. We wait. We wash our clothes, we prepare food for cooking. My father comes quickly from the fields to share in the drink and the meal. He scoops me up. My princess, you have returned with the water. Drink, Maman says. Finally. Every sip fills me with energy. I want to make it last, but I can't. I gulp it down. Clothes and body clean, I sing to the dogs. I dance with the tall grass. I hide from the wind. Maman brings one last cup she has saved just for me. Drink, my princess. Sleep, my princess. Tomorrow we journey again. Maman, I say as I close my eyes, why is the water so far? Why is the water not clean? Where is our water? Sleep, she says. Dream, she says. Someday you will find a way, my princess. Someday. I am Princess Gigi. My kingdom, the African sky, the dusty earth, and someday, the flowing, cool, crystal clear water. Someday. It says, imagine your life without water. No kitchen faucet to fill your glass when you're thirsty. No shower or bathtub to clean your body. Imagine if you couldn't go to school because you had to spend each day walking for miles just to get water and not even know if the water that you reach will be clean. This is true for nearly 1 billion people around the world. That's 1 out of every 6 people who don't have access to clean water. So this is a true story written by, it's written by Susan Verde, but it's inspired by the story of a woman named Georgie who grew up in Burkina Faso. So this story is about her and her journey growing up, and now she goes back and she helps to dig wells so that they can have water that's closer to their village, so that children can go to school, so that they have good water to drink. So we just read the story, The Water Princess, about Gigi and her mom who have to walk miles every day to get water. And then, I don't know if you noticed this in the story, but when they collected the water, it looked kind of like this. This is water that I collected from a pond that's close to our house, and you can see there's dirt in it, and it's just not clear or clean. So they had to walk all the way back before they were able to boil it and make it safe to drink. So when we think about all of the struggles that people have in the world, it said 1 billion people don't have access to clean, fresh water. It's really, that makes a big difference for me in thinking about the water that I have access to. So even though there's a ton of water in the world, it's not all good to drink. And so we really need to be careful with that resource, and we need to think about how we can conserve water. So we have this chart here, and I want you to help me fill it with some ideas. So water conservation, remember, is preventing the waste of water. So right now I want you to think about some ways that you could prevent wasting water, that you could help save water. So I'm going to give you a second to think about that, and then we're going to join back together. We came up with some ways to put on the chart that you could conserve water, but I would love to hear if you have different ideas or more ideas. So please let us know. But these are the ones that we wrote down. So drinking all of your water. So if you get a glass of water, making sure you drink all of it. Taking shorter showers, turning the faucet off, especially when you're brushing your teeth. That water doesn't need to be just running down the drain. You can turn it off. Collecting rainwater and then using that rainwater to water the flowers in your garden. And then fixing leaky faucets and toilets. So a whole gallon of water can go down the drain from one little drippy faucet. So making sure that that's fixed can really help save a lot of water. So your challenge for this lesson is to either create a collage or an illustration that shows why we should conserve water. So that's a really big idea. So you might think of showing people who need water to drink. You might show why we need water. It can be whatever you want, but you can create a collage. So that would be like cutting up pieces of paper or magazines to glue onto a paper, or you can do an illustration so you can draw it. And you are going to show those to your teacher, and then your teacher will show it to me. See you next time.